Hello and welcome back to Choice Bits of Bliss. Fair warning, this video may be triggering to hoarders. I say that tongue in cheek because, hello, I think I probably could be classified as one. This video is going to be partially handheld, so I will do my best to not make you drunk or sick as I move around, but I wanted to show you what I'm working on, and this is probably the best way to do that because my space is very tight and I have to kind of back out to show you what's going on. So on my desk, let me move around this way. What you're seeing is two containers that one of them I use for 30 days of sketches. I have been for about 4 years maybe. And I like to keep an ongoing collection in there so that I have a large variety to pull from when I'm working through those sketches and my photos. It's a double-edged sword because when I get finished with something and I don't want to make a decision, I throw it in that container. The other container is what I've pulled from collections I've worked through, I've used, and I'm not entirely certain that I want to keep them. That's the part that's triggering, I know, to some people. And I have to do what's best for my space. And right now, I'm feeling overwhelmed again. And part of that feeling of overwhelm is driven by the fact that I know this year, at some point, possibly the first of next year, I will be moving downstairs. I'm excited about it. This is what I've been wanting all along, but we're finally moving forward with some renovations on the house, and it's going to allow me to take up space downstairs and be more accessible to the life that we live. My husband will be available and nearby. Our laundry room, kitchen, that's going to be nearby so that I'm not so disrupted when I have to take care of things that help us live. The boring stuff. But that's one of the things that I loved when I was in Alabama about my space is that I could run by my desk and when I had a few minutes, work on something and then move on. Go, stir the pot on the stove or throw a load of laundry in the washer. And honestly, I miss that. And I'm going to be able to do that again. Really, really excited about that. What I'm not excited about is moving all of this stuff. So, for me, it is decision time because I have a lot of things that I love, and there's a lot of stuff that I've used, played with, and I think some of it I'm tired of. I don't think I want to revisit it. We're going to move around to back here so that I can show you these bottom two cubbies. So these two cubbies here at the bottom are collections that I've played with and I need to make decisions about. It's a lot. It's a lot. That's 26 inches of collections. It's a lot. I'm going to stand back up and I'm going to turn you around. We'll go slow. And I'm going to show you a cubby that last year I cleaned out and then promptly filled back up. So this cubby here is what I'm talking about. That is new product that came into my space in 2024. And I want to use it and make decisions about it before I place them in the categories that they belong. So, yeah, I've got 13 inches of inventory that I need to do something with this year. And then I've got 26 inches of decisions that I need to make. Now, we're going to move around again. This is all self-induced, 100%. I can't blame anybody else for this, but I thought I would bring you along for some of the ride. A lot of this is going to be really monotonous, and I don't want to bore you, but I thought you might be interested in some of my thought processes. I have my 2 containers that I'm going to start with, and I have a purge box. So that's going to go to the floor. The purge box is going to go to the floor, and yeah, I'm going to do this thing. Let me tell you one other item that has sort of driven this decision. Well, let me tell you 2 things. The first thing is that I've been keeping up with my burn rate for a few years now. And in 2024, I used the most paper I have ever used before. And when I say the most paper, I mean, I only count the 12 by 12. I don't count the 6 by 6 or the 6 by 8. I don't count my scraps. And I use all of that. I'm just counting 12 by 12. And I cut into 1,220 pieces of 12 by 12 paper last year. I'm proud of that. But as much as I'm proud of it, there's also the gravity of the realization that 1,220 pieces of paper is not even one cubby. Yeah. So, according to Totally Tiffany, the holders that she sells holds 300 to 500 pieces of paper. And I'm going to say that's roughly 400 of the size. You know, I like thicker paper. I like the heavier cardstock. So we're going to do an average and say 400. And each one of the cubbies will hold 3 of those containers and a little bit of space left over. So 3 of those containers is 1,200 pieces. That's not even a full 13-inch cubby. So I didn't even empty a cubby with the paper I used last year. That's the gravity. I think I did around 238 layouts. And of course I do all of that. I do a lot of other projects, cards, gifts, whatever, with my paper that contributed to that 1,220 pieces. Just in what I use and what I generate, I'm not even emptying out a cubby, and then I filled up a cubby. So that tells me what I'm bringing in is greater than what my output is. And that has to change somewhat. I'm not going to stop shopping. I try not to trigger other people by showing everything that I bring into my space, but I am very, very careful, and I need to be even more careful. So that's one side of the coin. These containers that I have in front of me, this is the second thing that I wanted to share with you. The reason I decided to tackle it now is because last year, I apologize for that. I got sidetracked. Okay, let me get back to what I was saying. So, last year I was watching Suzanne of Suzanne Stamps and Scraps, that she takes her leftover kits and uses them up. And I love that idea. It's one of the reasons why I started pulling out kits for me to go through. And then Scrappy Jenny K, she is pulling this year manufacturers or designers who are no longer in business. And she's using those collections. So I thought maybe I would attempt to mingle those two ideas together. And I think what I'm going to do is go through these collections, and that's over in that calyx. Excuse me. And take manufacturers like Echo Park and put, if I have several collections of Echo Park, and I think I probably will, put them together to combine and make one kit. That's kind of the idea I'm playing with. I want to call it reclaim something, like using reclaimed wood, like barn wood. That kind of is my idea. So anyway, that's what I'm thinking about doing to get some of this stuff used up. And a lot of it's probably going to be donated if I'm being really honest. Another thing that I'm working on this year is keeping the embellishments that I use. And when I get finished with a collection, if I have a ton of embellishments left, I'm going to let them go. I'm just going to let them go because I have so much, and I will continue to buy. When I buy a collection, it's really difficult for me to not want and to purchase the things that come with that collection. And the few times that I haven't missed them. I have not missed all of the embellishments. So I love having options. And I have them. I have them. But I don't need to keep compounding this problem. I have to come up with solutions that work for my space and that works for my workflow. And that's where I am. I just wanted to share this. Like I said, there will be additional videos that kind of show me going through some of these collections. And that's it. That's all I wanted to share. Let me know if this is something that you're dealing with as well. Come back and we will chat again soon. Bye-bye.